Dear students, in the last video we had seen that Swami was made to sleep in his father's office and his dad had agreed to keep the office door open and also told him that he had to promise not to go out of the room at the night or in the mid of the night and go and sleep beside his granny. Swami agreed for that, and thus his father gave him the permission to keep the door open of the office. Okay, now we will see the next part of the lesson. Swami felt cut off from humanity. He was pained and angry. He did not like the strain of cruelty he saw in his father's nature. He hated the newspaper for printing the tiger's story. He wished that the tiger had not spared the boy who didn't appear to be a boy after all but a monster. So, what is the meaning cut off from humanity? He feels that he is taken away from the other people in the house, or his father was not ready to show any courtesy, or he did not have humanity. So, that is the meaning. So, he felt that he is away from everything. He was pained and angry. He was feeling very pained. Pain means sad, and also he was getting angry. And one more thing is, he did not like the strain of cruelty he saw in his father's nature. So, what is this strain of cruelty? A force of being cruel. So, he felt that his father was very cruel towards himself, and that he could see or feel in the way his father was treating him. He also started hating that newspaper article because of that article all this issue started. What was the article there? The story of the tiger. The boy was able to escape, or he faced that tiger, and thus he was also feeling that the tiger shouldn't have spared that boy. Spare is not harm someone. So, he felt that the tiger shouldn't have spared him, and also he feels that that boy is like a monster in his life. Because of the story of that boy, the courage he has showed, everything got disturbed in the life of Swami, because his father was keeping that story as a base and was telling him to be courageous and show his courage by sleeping alone in the office at the night. As the night advanced and the silence in the house deepened, his heartbeat fastened. It is fastened. He remembered all the stories of devils and ghosts he had heard in his life. How often his chum Mani had seen the devil in the banyan tree at his street end, and what about poor Muniswami's father who spat out blood because the devil near the river's edge slapped his cheek when he was returning home late one night, and so on and on his thoughts continued. Now he is in the office room. As the night advanced and the silence in the house deepened, means everyone slept. So, it was already night and there was silence because already everyone had slept. Now, because of this, he got to remember many things which he had already heard before, and especially the stories related to devils. So, what did he feel is that he may also face the same situation. So, what are the stories he had heard before about the devils or the ghosts? One is about his friend. Chum means very close friend. So, it is an informal usage, very close friend. So, he was, what was this story is, Mani had seen the devil in the banyan tree at his street end. So one day Chum or his close friend Mani had seen the devil where? In the banyan tree, that is at the end of his street. And what about poor Muniswami's father? So one more story here, that is one more friend of his, and his father had experienced it. What is that? He had spat out blood. Spat is the past tense of spit. So he had spat out blood. What was the reason there? The reason is the devil near the river's edge slapped his cheek when he was returning home late one night. So that they all believed that the ghost or the devil had slapped the cheek of Muniswami's father when he had come back late in the night, and because of that he had spat out blood. So all these stories, whatever he had heard, he was just recalling, or it was coming to his mind, and thus it continued. So every such stories got continued in his thoughts, and this went on increasing his fear. He was faint with fear. A ray of light from the street lamp strayed in and cast shadows on the wall. Through the stillness, all kinds of noises reached his ears: the ticking of the clock, rustle of trees, snoring sounds, and some vague night insects humming. He covered himself so completely that he could hardly breathe. Every moment he expected the devils to come up to carry him away. There was the instance of his old friend in the 4th class who suddenly disappeared and was said to have been carried off by a ghost to Siam or Nepal. So now again the same situation is continuing. What happened is he was feeling very disturbed. So he was faint with fear. Faint means he was feeling as if he is going to sleep, or he is going to lose his conscious, or he is going to feel very tired because of fear. Now there was a ray of light from the street which was straying the cast shadows on the wall. Means it was coming into the room, and because of that there were some shadows on the wall. Strayed is move away. So somehow there is some light, and because of that there is shadow. Through the stillness, all kinds of noises reached his ears. So now, because there was no sound, so stillness means everything was calm and quiet, and thus he could listen lots of sounds. What are those sounds? The ticking of the clock. Ticking of the clock, you also might have experienced. During night, you can get to hear the sound of the clock. In the day, you cannot listen because there will be noise, but in the night, you can listen it. Rustle of the trees. Rustle is again the movement of the branches or the leaves. Snoring sounds. Snoring means the deep breathe with sound. That is called as snoring. During the night, this is also experienced. And some vague night insects humming. So during night, you get to hear the sounds of the insects also. Vague. What is the meaning vague? Not clear. You cannot recognize. So you can just listen to that, but you will never come to know what type of sound it is. He covered himself so completely that he could hardly breathe. So he is disturbed. He is frightened. So he will cover his whole body, even his face, so that it was very difficult for him to breathe. Every moment he expected the devils to come up to carry him away. So every minute he was just thinking about the devils. He thought that the devils will come and carry him away. So why is he thinking this? Here again there is an instance or a story that he had heard about his friend. So see here, there was the instance of his old friend in the 4th class who suddenly disappeared and was said to have been carried off by a ghost to Siam or Nepal. So he had heard that his friend had been suddenly disappeared, and what was the reason? That the ghost had carried him away to Nepal or Siam. So all these stories what he had heard. So this had lot of influence on him. So here, as I told you in the beginning, the writer is trying to bring out all these aspects what we find in children. Courageous or being very jovial, enjoying things, and they keep fearing for different things, and especially the stories what they listen, everything will have influence. So thus the reasons you get here why he was so frightened, whatever stories he had heard, that was deep rooted in his mind. Swami hurriedly got up and spread his bed under the bench and crouched there. It seemed to be a much safer place, more compact and reassuring. He shut his eyes tight and encased himself in his blanket once again, and unknown to himself fell asleep, and in sleep was Raked. So here also again, now because he was so frightened, what did he do? He took his bed or that spread whatever is there for him for sleeping, and he put it under the bench and he crouched there. Crouched is lower the body close to the ground. So making it very tight or making it very curved and sleeping, that is called as crouched. And he felt that it is a safer place or more compact and reassuring. Reassurance means to make someone feel calm, or you feel that there is no any fear. So that was his mindset. Somehow he wanted to be very safe. That's why he was finding out different ways. He shut his eyes tight and encased himself in his blanket. Encased is covered himself closely. He covered himself closely and he slept. So encased himself in his blanket means within his blanket, and unknown to himself fell asleep, and in sleep was Raked. So he got sleep, but again there was some problem. Rack means make someone suffer great mental pain. So even though he was sleeping, he was mentally disturbed. With nightmares. So how was he disturbed? He had nightmares. Nightmares means again frightening dream. So even though he was slept, he used to get the dreams which were frightening, and that again disturbed him. A tiger was chasing him. See again the influence of that story what his father had read from the newspaper. So in the dream, the tiger was chasing him. His feet stuck to the ground. He desperately tried to escape, but his feet would not move. The tiger was at his back, and he could hear its claws scratch the ground. Scratch, scratch, and then a loud thud. Swami tried to open his eyes, but his eyelids would not open, and the nightmare continued. It threatened to continue forever. Swami groaned in despair. So here he is in sleep, deep sleep, but he is getting that dream or the nightmare. So what dream? He is getting the dream of the tiger. So he felt that the tiger was trying to chase him. He desperately tried to escape. So he was trying to escape, but again his feet, it was not moving, and the tiger was at his back. He felt that the tiger is at his back, and also he could hear the scratching sound made by the claws of the tiger. So, scratching the ground. So, that sound was going on, scratch, scratch, scratch. Suddenly there was a loud thud, means a very loud sound. Even then he was not able to open his eyes because that nightmare was going on, continuing. It threatened to continue forever. He felt that this will not stop. It may go on continuing. Threaten means getting very, what is that? Deep dream, or you are not able to come out from that. It threatened to continue forever. Swami groaned in despair. Groan means again make a deep sound because of fear, or even when you are sad, and this led to despair. Despair means be without hope. So, he did not have any hope that this will stop, or he felt as if he is in the situation where really a tiger is behind him or it is chasing him. With a desperate effort, he opened his eyes. He put his hand out to feel his granny's presence at his side, as was his habit. But he only touched the wooden leg of the bench, and his lonely state came back to him. He sweated with fright, and now what was this rustling? He moved to the edge of the bench and stared into the darkness. Something was moving down. He lay gazing at it in horror. His end had come. He realized that the devil would presently pull him out and tear him. And so why should he wait? As it came nearer, he crawled and from under the bench hugged it with all his might and used his teeth on it like a mortal weapon. Okay, this is what is a experience which was really a frightening one. So now he had come out of the dream. Somehow he puts lots of efforts and he comes out of the dream. He opened his eyes and he tried to feel his granny. So every day he used to sleep with his granny. So he wanted to touch his granny as it was his usual habit, but he could not get his granny. So what did he touch? He got to touch the leg of his wooden bench. And his lonely state came back. He came to know that he was alone. He sweated with fright, so much of fear. So he is completely scared. Now because of that he had sweating. And now what was this rustling? Is a question there. So he could listen some sound, rustling. And that's why he moved to the edge of the bench and stared into the darkness. He went on staring, seeing there is some sound. Something was moving down. So he could see something was moving down, the movement. He lay gazing at it in horror. So what did he do? He just went on seeing at it. Gazing at it means you keep looking steadily at a particular direction or something. So he lay means he was sleeping there, but he was just seeing what is that, and that too in horror means he was completely scared because he thought of only the devils and ghosts. His end had come. He felt that everything is over. He realized that the devil would presently pull him out and tear him, and so why should he wait? So he already decided that yes, there is a devil. It will surely pull him out from the beneath of the bench. So it will tear him. Tear him is to kill him, and it is surely going to throw him out. And that's why he felt, why should I wait now? Everything is going to happen. As it came nearer, so he felt that something is coming nearer, and he thought that it is the devil. So as it came nearer, he crawled. he made movement to come out from the place where he was sleeping. He crawled, and from where did he crawl? That is under the bench, and from there only he tried to hug it. Hugged it means holding tightly. Hugged it with all his might. Might means whatever strength he had, with that he tried to hug it. And one more thing what he did is, he used his teeth on it like a mortal weapon. So with the help of his teeth, he gave a bite as if he had got some weapon with him, mortal weapon, something which is used as a weapon. So here you can see that he is trying to attack that ghost. He did not come to know what is that, but somehow he attacked on it. Ayyo, something has bitten me, went forth an agonized, thundering cry, and was followed by a heavy tumbling and falling amidst furniture. In a moment, father, cook, and a servant came in carrying light. So now here what happened? As Swami bit the person or a ghost, he did not know. As he bit, there was a loud sound. What is it? Ayyo. So there was a sound, that is, something has bitten me, telling that something has bitten me. And this sound was very high, and it was due to agonize. Agonized is to suffer extreme pain. So Swami has bitten. He didn't know who it is, but later on he could listen this telling that something bitten me, and the sound was at such a high pitch because the person whom Swami had bitten was suffering lot of pain. Thundering cry and was followed by a heavy tumbling. So the cry was very loud, and suddenly there was a heavy tumbling. Tumbling means falling helplessly. So as soon as he bit, the fellow started shouting, and also he fell down. So where did he fall? He fell amidst or in the mid of the furniture. In a moment, everyone came there. The father, the cook, and also the servant. They were carrying a light. And all three of them fell on the burglar, who lay amidst the furniture with the bleeding ankle. So everyone came. There was no light. Even they also fell, or they also tumbled on the burglar. So there was a burglar. Burglar means a person who enters a building in order to steal. So he had come to steal there. So he was there, and where was he? He had fallen amidst, in the mid of the furniture, and his ankle was bleeding. So now you come to know that Swami had bitten the ankle of that burglar. Congratulations were showered on Swami next day. His classmates looked at him with respect, and his teacher patted his back. The headmaster said that he was a true scout. Swami had bitten into the flesh of one of the most notorious housebreakers of the district, and the police were grateful to him for it. See here, there was a great change, or something great happened because Swami had been made to sleep in that office. So everyone were so happy, everyone congratulated him. And what's the reason here? Because he helped to catch hold a burglar who was really disturbing everyone, and he was a notorious burglar. So his classmates also looked at him with lots of respect. His teachers patted him. So they all were happy about him, and the headmaster called him as a great scout. So you know scouts and guides. So most of you also attend these classes, especially the boys there are called as the scout, and he was called as a true scout or a great scout. Swami had bitten into the flesh of this burglar, notorious burglar or notorious housebreakers. Notorious is evil-minded, and he was the notorious one, especially in that district itself, and thus the police were very grateful to Swami. They were all very happy and thanked him. The inspector said, "Why don't you join the police when you are grown up?" Swami said, for the sake of politeness, certainly yes, though he had quite made up his mind to be an engine driver, a railway guard, or a bus conductor later in life. So now the inspector there, he tells him that, why don't you become a police in your future life? Why don't you join the police? So when you are grown up, you can be a police. Swami, what did he do? He just told okay, because it is not a proper way telling no, I don't want to be a police. So because of that polite nature, or to show his polite nature, he told yes, I will be. But what was in his mind? What he had already decided is, he wanted, made up his mind is to decide. So he had already decided. Made up your mind or made up one's mind. It is a idiom. It means to decide. So he had decided to be an engine driver or a railway guard or a bus conductor, because he wanted to be very safe. When he returned home from the club that night, father asked, "Where is the boy?" "He is asleep already. He didn't have a wink of sleep the whole of last night," said his mother. So here, the same day after everything happened, so he was also very happy. And that day night, when his father came back from the club, he started searching. Where is the boy? Where is he? So now his mother tells, he is already asleep. He has slept, because he did not have a wink of sleep the whole night. What is this again? It is an idiom. Wink of sleep means, that is, couldn't sleep. Not even a little bit of sleep he could have. That's why he is already slept. Now the father is inquiring, where is he sleeping? In his usual place, mother said casually. He went to bed at 7:30. Sleeping beside his granny again? Father said, no wonder he wanted to be asleep before I could return home. Clever boy. So now where did he go and sleep? He went and slept beside his grandmother. So before his father came to the house, he wanted to go and sleep, and that's why the father is telling, he went to sleep at 7:30 itself. Yeah, he is a very clever boy, because he wanted to sleep before I returned home. Mother lost her temper. You let him sleep where he likes. You needn't risk his life again. Father mumbled as he went in to change. All right, mollycoddle and spoil him as much as you like. Only don't blame me afterwards. Swami, following the whole conversation from under the blanket, felt tremendously relieved to hear that his father was giving him up. So now, when father told that he wanted to escape from his father, the mother was very angry. So she lost her temper and she told, let him sleep wherever he wants or he likes. You needn't risk his life again and again. Don't risk his life. Now father is also disturbed. So he mumbled. Mumble means you speak in a low voice, and he told that, all right, mollycoddle. Mollycoddle is treat someone very kindly and protect the person too much from anything unpleasant. Means you are always trying to care somebody too much, which is not needed. So because of that too much attention or caring, usually children get spoiled. So he tells, okay, you do whatever you want. I will not bother and spoil him, so that you are not supposed to blame me afterwards. You are not going to complain about him anything afterwards. I am not ready to deal with that. Now here Swami was not asleep actually. So what did he do? He listened to all the conversation that took place. He had already covered himself under the blanket. He listened everything. Now he felt that he is relieved tremendously. He was very happy that he got relieved from the hands of his father, because he heard what his father told. So why was he happy? He came to know that his father was giving up. That is, what was he giving up? So trying to make Swami a courageous person, or trying to bring out the courage that was there in him, that is in Swami. So this story, I think, has made everyone remember many things from your childhood memories, or to recall your childhood memories. So many of us, we would have experienced this, or we would have made our parents might have given us very strict instructions, or they wanted us to be very brave, courageous, studious, and we would have given many reasons there to avoid the situation, isn't it? So this story, a hero, has made all of us to recall lots of memories from our childhood days. So this is very interesting story and makes us know how children are very frightened sometimes, or courageous, or they are not interested in some aspects. When they are not interested, how they try to go away from there, or try to keep them away from that situation by giving various reasons, or pretending as if they are not interested, or pretending as if they don't want to get involved in that situation. So this is a story. So read the lesson again and again. So there are many meanings you can go through, and this will help you out in writing the story, or writing all the question answers regarding this lesson in your own words. The phrasal verbs and the idioms, whatever were there, I have already highlighted it. So this will also help you out in filling your textbook exercises. So the lessons will go on, or my videos will go on. You can wait, that is for the next videos. So please subscribe. Thank you.